Hi Taurus, here's a general look at your solar chart for October 2011, and there's a really practical, earthy, realistic sort of a feel to this month. This stitch in time saves 9 part of the annual solar cycle. Every year at this time the sun comes into this very physical, practical, material, basic area of your chart. And so this could mean a whole raft of things for you, but basically it's about daily tasks, routines, maintenance, repairs, machinery, health as well. And you could be trying to get things running smoothly in any of those areas and making improvements. So you want to get straight with your daily tasks, your repairs, your maintenance. It's a good time for some of you to pay more attention to health and diet, and that's not just you, that could be around another, centered around another's welfare. You just need to, roll up your sleeves and get your act together, because if you do that now, it's going to pave the way for better conditions in the future. And I'm pretty confident about that, because it just so happens that this year, this part of your solar cycle is connecting very strongly with the very, very long Saturn cycle as well. And you're going to be feeling that Saturn energy amplified over particularly the first, just over the first until just past the middle of October. So really the first half of October. And in general, this long Saturn cycle, which you'll have heard me speaking about before, is in a place which is very much preparatory for its move into the next place, which is going to be happening in around about this time, actually, in 2012. So this idea of the stitch in time saves 9, it's, you don't want to make a rod for your own back further down the line sort of thing, is very, very current at the moment. And generally it means taking on more responsibility, being more self-disciplined, being more routine, regular, persevering with anything around health, work, daily routines, whether that's official ones for an employer, or whether that's for yourself, or whether that's for your nearest and dearest, however it is. It's basically you providing a service to others. So, if you're a freelance writer, then, you've got to get on with it, and you've got to make your own structure, and you've got to make your own timetable. Or if you are working under the umbrella of a corporation, or if you're working in an institute of some kind, it just means that you've got to be kind of getting on with things and providing that service, however you see that service, in the best way that you can. But in order to do that, you need to look after, number one, you need to look after yourself. So that's why this is connected to health as well, because the more chi we have, the more life energy, prana, life force, whatever you want to call it, the more kind of stretched and relaxed we are, the better we do across the board. It's up to you, of course. And so looking at things like diet, nutrition and exercise, and definitely holding a steady course related to your work, the job, your chores, and health and well-being. That's your own, but that can also mean others around you, or services that you're providing. And further down the line, you'll be glad you did if you keep plugging away. And that particular part of this particular part of the year is actually triggering that very long, much longer Saturn cycle that is kind of there in the background until next year. So you can be very productive this month, Taurus, if you're realistic and honest about tackling the devil in the detail, catching up with the to-do list, maybe applying your know-how, learning some new know-how. Now that would be good, and that would be interesting, because as a matter of fact, Taurus, you're not doing too badly at the moment. You've got Jupiter in your sign, and Jupiter, the great expander and broadener of people's lives, will teach you a lot through you having direct experience. It's the learning through doing planet, and it tends to be beneficial. It's a very upbeat positive kind of an energy. So if you were to be learning new stuff now, that would be a really good thing for you, particularly, you know, looking at that or getting into gear with that this month, in fact. And even though the transit, you know, of the Sun is going to move on, that much longer transit of Saturn is still going to be there in the background, and so is Jupiter as well, even though Jupiter is coming out of there earlier than Saturn is next year. That will be June for Jupiter, and autumn for Saturn. So this month, you can you know, just get with the program, you know, and start learning something. That's a nice way of using this energy. Now Venus, a female energy as a matter of fact, so it could be a female influence around you, is actually there to help you at the moment and be supportive and help you make the best of something. You and someone could be teaming up together. It doesn't have to be a female, but it does have a very strong female influence with it. You and someone could be teaming up to get a job done. Someone could be making tools or a venue or a space or opportunity or advice available to you, which kind of lifts the load from you. You know, helps you with your life. Either way, the job at hand or health promoting activities should be facilitated and supported, and that is up until the 9th in particular. But even after the 9th, Venus is still very much in a partnership or close relationship, buddy kind of area, you know. Now the new moon on October the 26th, that's in your opposite sign. That will probably it will tend to make it easier for new doors to be opening for positive change in one-to-one relationships over the subsequent month. That will be from October the 26th. When Venus moves on the 8th or the 9th, depending on where you live on the planet, close relationships and one-to-one interactions should get a boost. But any exchange could become more friendly, romantic, or materially beneficial. Again, that supportive vibe there for you, Taurus, in however big or small a way, depending on your natal chart. And it's a very, very good moment for business negotiations or bonding, maybe with somebody in your personal life, or you know, it can be in a sort of professional sort of sense as well, coming across quite well at that time. From the 12th, you'll have the chance to develop more rapport with others, understand their point of view, maybe exchange information, clarify your thinking through picking somebody else's brains or comparing notes. Even though you don't have to agree with it, it does help you to clarify your own thinking. You and someone could have a clash of opinion, but this there's a lot of emphasis on joint communication and sort of thrashing things out. So, you know, there could be a debate which kind of escalates into a row, maybe. I mean, it is true that all through this month your feelings are going to be nearer the surface, so you're more likely to do that knee-jerk response thing and digging in those Taurian hooves and lowering the horns and being very stubborn. But it's also a very good time for you to be getting things off your chest, and to maybe agree to disagree, you know. But another's advice or know-how could be very valuable for you at this time, Taurus, and may give you the pieces of the puzzle that you've been searching for, or that just helps you to go forwards. Developing better people skills or perhaps psychological understanding would be a good idea during this period, and that goes not only for them out there but for you in there. Now all month you could be busier in and around the home base. It looks really physically busy, sometimes pretty full on, with lots of jobs to do, lots of demands on your physical energy. Or maybe there's people around you who are making, you know, pushing and shoving things around and making a lot of noise. Maybe there's a lot of clamour going on, you know, maybe it's like a hive of activity all around you. Maybe you're part of it, maybe you're not. There's a lot of male energy, as a matter of fact, around you. Could be centered around the home, family members, domestic setup, property matters. community. It can be to do with community relationship. Maybe you're doing an awful lot from home out into the community, whether that's locally or over the wires. Just having to put more physical effort, more physical demand on you. And as I said earlier, there could be some emotional tension there at times with some people, and that has more of a tendency at this time now to kind of just the wave of it comes up to the surface, even when you're not expecting it. And that is to do with your old stuff. That's to do with your emotional baggage, Taurus. That's your patterns from your childhood. But as I say, this is a very good time to look for win-win solutions, or agree to disagree, get things off your chest. Get on with practical things, because you can be very productive, very successful in this month. And look for things, something to do which is useful, which maybe takes your mind off, a sort of an internal kind of turbulence, really. And which then provides a service to somebody else, helps somebody else out, and just helps you absorb yourself into something bigger than you. That would be my advice on that one. From the 23rd, you're going to be cooperating and liaising with others more, and maybe bonding and building up a rapport. And relationships should begin to bloom there, whether they're in your personal life or your professional life. And I also already mentioned the new moon, and I didn't mention that actually your popularity with the public, if you work with the public, that could be increasing, or there's a chance for change there and new beginnings, and popularity be increasing over the subsequent 4 weeks from October the 26th. As I say, Jupiter's in your sign. Jupiter is going to help you to learn through doing, is more chance for travel or connecting with foreign lands, or just being in with a community of people that are unusual and unfamiliar to you, and learning from them, maybe people from different cultural backgrounds, mingling and mixing with the very, very different views. Also, education, excellent for you to be on a course, training, learning something, whether it's a formal one or an informal one, that will stand you in good stead in the future. This Jupiter transit is going to help you get the eagle-eye view on things and have a more philosophical, long-term, sort of broader perspective on everything, Taurus. Saturn is still in Libra. I've already mentioned Saturn. That's going to be there until autumn 2012, keeping your nose to the grindstone. But you can benefit hugely from it. It only comes around that way once every 28, 29 years. So when you come out the other end of that one, with, the bits of paper you can wave under people's noses, that would be a good thing. Or use that as an analogy, okay? If it's going to be there, you may as well make good use of it, though. Now, Uranus is very much in a behind-the-scenes area in your solar chart, giving you insight, deep insight into other dimensions even, unusual dreams perhaps. Great time for meditation, to be getting really seriously into meditation practice, yoga, tai chi, anything that stills the mind, and which has beauty with it. And those places outside of the mind, they're very beautiful. And mysticism and artistic work as well, with Uranus there, and being very inspired with that Uranian energy, working through your subconscious, working through your unconscious. And you Taurians born 22nd to 23rd of April, or with up to 3 degrees of Taurus rising, are going to feel this vibrations most strongly this month. Neptune moved back into the edge of your career sector, into Aquarius. Maybe you are revisiting a certain confusion or uncertainty about your role in the world, how others see you. Maybe you're being, your abilities underestimated. Maybe your light is hidden behind a bushel in the eyes of others. There could be a lack of clarity with them regards you, or with you regards who you are and what you're doing here and how you want it to be in your future. But it's a fantastic position, though, for any of you who are interested in doing something which is selfless, which is beyond ego, which is to do with healing and spirituality and art, as well as charitable work. And that'll be coming out of there finally after many, many years of going through that area for you, Taurus, in February 2012. And you Taurians born on the 18th, 21st of May, or with the first or last 2 degrees of first degree and last couple of degrees of Taurus rising, should feel this vibration most strongly this month, and that is just this month. And Pluto, for many years, Pluto is making a stunningly positive aspect to your sun sign, facilitating internal gear shifts and getting you in touch with deeper feelings, deeper gut knowing, deeper intuition, and helping you to evolve your consciousness as old doors close, and close they will, but relatively smoothly. Yes, perhaps not without a little sort of tear in your eye at times, but relatively smoothly, and new ones are opening. Partly this could be related to those at a distance, a philosophy, a knowledge base, travel, a foreign culture, higher education as well. So a lot of what you thought you knew, which was written in stone, will kind of crumble away, and this new, as that dissolves away in the dust, this new writing in stone will be underneath. Pluto's about deep stuff, and it's about evolution. And you Taurians born the 21st to the 28th of April, or with 1 to 7 degrees of Taurus rising, going to feel this influence mostly this month. And that's it for October. If you know your rising sign and your moon sign, you could always try listening to your moon sign and see if you can make things fit, if they make sense to you. And it'll either add to or subtract from what I've said here. And I'll see you the next time.